Okay, now let's talk about some of the most intense roller coasters in Europe. Then you may ask, how is intensity measured in roller coasters? Well, my answer to this is strong G-forces, and we got some negative and positive G-forces, and this is where I'm gonna choose some strong negative G-force coasters and some positive G-force coasters, of course. Simple. And before going into this list, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for more theme park and roller coaster news on the channel. Whoa. Now the first coaster I really want to talk about is Untamed at Walibi, Holland. And sadly, over here in Europe, we only have a few RMC coasters, but these are also great. But Untamed might be one of the best medium-sized RMC hybrid coasters in the whole world, because this one is a mini steel vengeance. This hybrid coaster opened all the way back in 2019, but Untamed still delivers some of the strongest ejector airtime moments in Europe. And now to keep this simple, Untamed just features over a dozen incredible airtime moments, and combined with 5 awesome inversions, you got a great coaster. One last thing about Untamed, I did some research and then I found out this coaster actually delivered some of the strongest ejector airtime with minus 1.3 G-forces, and that title can be shared with another coaster on the list. Now the next intense coaster I have on the list is Schwur's Kärnan at Hansa Parc. This roller coaster is really one of the most menacing yet creative rides you can find around the whole world, and this amazing coaster shares the title as the tallest roller coaster in Germany with Silver Star in Europa Park. But Schwur's Kärnan is just a better ride and way more intense, and just take a look at this huge tower. You got a ride that's over 200 feet tall in here. Now spoiler alert, just imagine you have a 200 feet plus tall vertical lift hill and then a vertical twisted drop out of this tower, and this is where the ride pulls some insane G-forces. And after that very weird looking non-inverting sea serpent roll, you got a very fast paced and intense layout that is low to the ground, speedy and quite rattly also. Combined with a bit of classic Gerslauer rattle, this coaster is just intense. Now the next coaster we need to talk about is Red Force at Ferrari Land. And yeah, this roller coaster must be intense because Red Force looks so menacing, and well, it really is, because it's the tallest and fastest coaster over in Europe. In case you didn't know, the nerdy stats of this awesome coaster is a speed of 112 miles per hour or 180 kilometers per hour, and a maximum height of also 367 feet / 112 meters. Yes. And with such a tall ride and a high speed, you got a very intense roller coaster, because when you hit that maximum speed, you gotta pull up into this huge top hat element. The launch is of course aggressive, and when you hit that maximum speed before pulling up that huge element, the roller coaster is shaking a bit, but that's because the speed is so high. This big coaster is of course filled with strong G-forces, pulling up into that big element and pulling out after the big twisted drop. So there you go, a big short adrenaline kick of a roller coaster right here. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Hyperion at Energylandia. And speaking of record breaking rides, we got the tallest roller coaster in Europe with a big lift hill right here. And if I'm being honest, I think Hyperion looks a bit more menacing compared to Red Force, because this roller coaster looks like a big satellite antenna. Oh wait, sorry, that's only my taxi driver to the park that thought this roller coaster was an antenna. But in my opinion, I think Hyperion is the most intense hypercoaster you can find in the world, because the airtime is so strong. And Hyperion is also rumored to feature the most airtime on any coaster in Europe together with Untamed. Now I truly believe that those negative 1.3 G-forces are experienced on that big camelback after the big first drop. Now if you haven't ridden Hyperion yet, just imagine for several seconds getting strong ejector airtime. And Hyperion is overall filled with amazing moments, such as that big almost vertical first drop. On top of that, you got a very weird dive loop inversion with a lot of whip and so on. What I'm trying to say is right here that this really is a masterpiece. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Nemesis Reborn at Alton Towers. Now just take a look at that amazing rebrand, theming and color scheme of this Reborn roller coaster. And that bloody demon looking paint job is just as intense as the ride experience on Nemesis Reborn. Now for the people who don't know out there, Nemesis Reborn is an inverted coaster by B&M, and all of these inverted coasters are just filled with strong positive G-forces, and Nemesis is also one of those. This coaster features a short, twisty and compact layout down in this trench, and that also means the transitions are very fast paced and the G-forces are very strong. And yeah, you can really find other roller coasters in the world that deliver stronger positive G-force heavy moments, but these moments are just sustained because the layout is pacey and whippy on Nemesis Reborn. And that's why I think it deserves a spot on my list. Now coming in as the next roller coaster, we got Goudurix at Parc Asterix. Whoa, some of these roller coaster names that are written in the official language of the country are just very hard to pronounce, because how do you really say this? Goudurix, Goudurix. And yeah, I know this ride is an old looping coaster made by Vekoma, and some people say this is one of the worst roller coasters in the world, but I completely disagree. Now, what people often mention about this old looping coaster is those horrible transitions you can see during these inversions. And yeah, I get it, those transitions are really neck breaking, and on top of that you have this isolated small Vekoma train, and it's just not that great. Now, the whole point of this roller coaster is intensity, and yeah, all of these inversions are very forceful. Some of these inversions are so strong and intense that it almost feels like my bum goes through the roller coaster train. Now, I'm not saying this coaster is great, it is very intense, filled with strong positives, but it's just okay, I can survive. And speaking of French roller coasters, we're staying in the same park with Useris at Parc Asterix. And just like Nemesis Reborn, we got yet another awesome inverted coaster by B&M. And to be honest, Useris might be one of the coolest looking B&M inverts out there, with this Egypt themed area and the blue color track. Now please listen up, my best advice for this roller coaster is sitting in the back row, because this is where you get some strong amount of whip going down this twisted first drop, and then also that awesome dive loop, holy moly. Now the first half on this roller coaster is just amazing. You got some strong positive G-forces, they are sustained, the transitions are whippy, the elements are fast, the coaster is pacey, and then unfortunately the ride goes sadly under this tunnel, and the roller coaster experience is pretty slow paced after that, if you ask me. And yeah, that slow paced second half is not the greatest in my opinion. Now we have to mention one of the best, biggest and most impressive portable roller coasters out there, and that is Olympia Looping. And Olympia Looping is this classic Schwarzkopf looping coaster where you have those 5 iconic inversions. And yeah, this roller coaster keeps getting relocated and relocated, so it's pretty hard riding this coaster. And yeah, surprise surprise, the most intense elements on this roller coaster is of course the different loops. Olympia Looping does offer some of the most sustained positive G-forces on some of these inversions, and they hit a total of 5.2 Gs. Now if you take a look at the stats in terms of positive G-force heavy roller coasters around the world, I think Olympia Looping is one of the strongest right here. Now unfortunately I haven't really ridden Olympia Looping, so I don't really know which one of these inversions is the most intense. Now the next coaster we need to mention is Zadra Energylandia. Now when we talk about the best coasters in the world, Zadra Energylandia is always right here. Now we got a problem, because Zadra doesn't really offer the strongest G-forces, both positive and negative. Well, the answer is pretty clear, because this coaster offers some of the strongest pacing on any ride in the whole world. The pacing and speed on Zadra is what matters the most, because this is one of the best in the world. Now the next ride we need to mention is the Smiler at Alton Towers. Since the Smiler opened back in 2013, this ride has just held the record for the most amount of inversions on any coaster right here with 14, and that makes this coaster just a twisted mess of track when you look at it off-ride. Yeah, this mess of track is just split into 2 big parts. First of all, you got this incline lift hill, but also a vertical lift hill. Oopsie, sorry about the voice crack, but when you have a Gerstlauer roller coaster right here with intensity and a bit of rattle and 14 inversions, well, you can't really expect it to be graceful. Surprise, the Smiler is just filled with strong positive G-forces on these inversions, and because of the lengthy coaster layout, well, you might get dizzy. And speaking of dizzy, let's talk about Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland Panne. And yeah, speaking of insane German roller coasters, we got Ride to Happiness made by Mack Rides. This was Mack Rides' second take on the extreme spinning coaster, and this is where we got a thrilling roller coaster layout with inversions, but then you add a spinning coaster train. Well, that is just a brilliant idea. I would call this coaster Ride to Insanity, to be honest, because this coaster is just pure insanity. You got some extremely strong negative G-forces, but also strong positives in this insane coaster. Now one last ride I need to mention, and that is Stealth at Thorpe Parc. Now what can I really say about Stealth? We got a classic intimate accelerator coaster that features this insane hydraulic launch system. Well, this launch system may be unreliable, but it still offers the strongest acceleration on any coaster right here, coming from 0 to 80 miles per hour / 121 kilometers per hour in just 1.8 seconds. This ride is just classic intimate, because you got that smaller scale top hat with strong G-forces at the bottom of this element of course, and then ejector airtime at the top if you sit in the front row. Well, Stealth is just intense, punchy, but very short. Now I really want to know your thoughts in the comments below about my list. Do you agree, do you disagree, or have you some other roller coasters I needed to include, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, you can really hear I'm struggling right here with the vocabulary, mentioning the comments again, but in the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.